Broadcasting live from Starting Town in the plane of Final Fantasy. This is TapTapConcede. Welcome, everybody, to TapTapConcede. My name is Graham. Joining me is Kathleen.
I'm back.
And Cameron.
I'm wearing the same clothes from the last episode, and it's been a real ordeal. Let me tell you what, my co-hosts are, being real good sports about it, but honestly, in the week or possibly 2 weeks between this and part one, I've had to go home every day and break up the joints of this shirt with a ball-peen hammer in order to keep it mobile. Hi.
I do appreciate your commitment to kayfabe.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of continuity.
Today, we're giving you part two of our 2025 year in review.
It certainly wasn't just immediately recorded after we finished part one.
No.
Absolutely not. We record these minutes before they go to your ears.
Yeah.
If you were fast enough at listening, you could still hear the sound waves echoing away from our mouths. And if you were some sort of super bat, I suppose.
That's right. Our presence in the atmosphere will endure forever.
Well, that's reassuring.
Not just because of our carbon footprint.
No. But because entropy doesn't exist. That's right. That's the new conspiracy theory I'm starting in 2026. We're going back to, Newtonian determinism.
Who's this podcast brought to you by?
Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com/LRR for all of your cardboard needs. Please put the LRR on there because that tells them that we send you. And we do that because we think they're a great place to buy your Magic cards. They have excellent customer service. They're a good bunch of folks. And they're a great place to sell your cards as well. Tell them Loading Ready Run sent me button, please, and they'll give you a little button that says a funny thing on it. Also, use the code LRRMTG5 to get yourself a 5% discount off anything you buy on Dragon Shield. Best sleeves in the business. They're the ones I use. They're great. They're great. Finally, everything that we do here at Loading Ready Run, not just this show, but all the other stuff, not even on this Magic channel, on all of our channels, everything. The fact that we have this studio is because of you and your support of our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, or by becoming a member on this YouTube channel. Thank you always for doing so. We left off at the end of June with a bunch of bannings.
Yes.
But we pick back up in July with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right, that was the first secret lair. There's this secret lair, I recall, there was some demand for it, and the website had some problems.
The secret lair website having issues has been an ongoing and evergreen thing.
Yeah, but I think this one made people genuinely very upset.
Yes. Yeah, it was bad. There were three Sonic the Hedgehog secret lairs with a whole bunch of new cards. There was reprints as well, but there was a bunch of new cards.
Yeah, mechanically unique cards. I played on a Commander stream with Kuro Hitsuki, and he had brewed a Dr. Eggman deck. That was disgusting. It was really good. I was impressed. I'm still remembering it, so there you go.
Dr. Eggman is 2 blue, black, red for a 3/6 human scientist with flying. And at the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Then each opponent faces a villainous choice. That player discards a card, or you may put a construct, robot, or vehicle from your hand onto the battlefield.
Oh, turn 5 one-shot robot. That seems fine.
That's so messed up.
I didn't see a one-shot robot. This was much more like... a one-shot robot would have been effective, but this, I felt like more I was watching a grand machine being assembled and I was slowly being sucked into the gears. This is an endorsement of this commander deck. By the way.
No, seems strong. I
Sucked into the gears, affectionate.
Yeah.
I think I need to go back and re-examine my Niv Mizzet deck in a way that is less pro-social.
Also, I mentioned this because it's on the MTG Wiki list for July, but in July, Bill Rose retired from Wizards of the Coast after 30 years, and it's noted here Mark Rosewater considers him to have had one of the biggest influences on Magic by any single person.
Wow.
He was joined in 1995, he became vice president of Wizards and head of R&D,
Wow.
and had been
there for 30 years.
Yeah.
So that's basically the whole game.
Play tested Alpha and Ice Age, and then worked on design from revised all the way through Avacyn restored and worked on development through to like Shards of Alara, and obviously was still working at Wizards of the Coast in various roles until last year. So, big standard rotation. Look at you. Look at this standard rotation.
Big twist.
Dominaria United, Brothers War, Phyrexia, March of the Machines, and Aftermath all rotating out.
Yes, because the thing is that they had changed standard rotation, so it was super long because Brothers War came out so long ago. Do you know Brothers War was the second creative tech set that I worked on after Unfinity?
Right, right.
And the fact that it was in standard till 2025 is wild.
Yeah. So this was like Shieldred et al. Finally,
At last, the evil is defeated. This was the final mid-year rotation of standard and the last standard rotation until 2027. So we're not going to rotate standard again until 2027.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
I mean, they've gotten more proactive with their banning and restricted announcements, so I guess that works. August 1st, the release of Edge of Eternity.
Yay.
Edge.
Yeah.
This is my...
Everyone's...
Yeah. I think...
Cameron Lauder vindicated. I said this set looked cool and interesting and different. Mm-hmm. And I was looking forward to it, and people were like, this is the death of Magic the Gathering.
Oh, sci-fi lovers feasting, though.
Yeah. And it ruled. It ruled. Everyone agreed. And then everyone picked me up and carried me around the store while clapping. Because I was right. I had nothing to do with this set, but I was right about it being sweet. Thank you, Seth Dickinson, for turning in 30,000 words above the contracted total in writing it when they wrote the story for it.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, can I tell a thing that also absolutely happened?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is me at Worldcon, and I swear this is related. It's very short. I'm at Worldcon, and one of the things that you can do at Worldcon is sign up for a writing workshop, and if you get randomly selected, you get to go take a 1-hour college course, basically with a professional author being like, this is what to do when you're writing an introduction, which is what I put in for. But the point being, before she started the thing, she was just like, okay, who here is interested in writing fantasy? And all of the hands went up, including mine, right? Because I do a lot of fantasy adjacent stuff. I would say all the Dungeons and Dragons stuff I do. And then she said, who wants to write sci-fi? And of course, put my hand up again, because that's the book I'm working on, is a sci-fi book. Considerably fewer hands go up.
Really?
And she goes, well, it is a tougher market. So here's the thing. As much as we like sci-fi is not as beloved as we, I think, in this room feel that it is. So that like broader fantasy setting that Magic sits in is much more marketable and enjoyable to a larger group of people, which is something that I hadn't really thought about before. When I was like, why wouldn't we want a sci-fi Magic the Gathering set? Oh my God, yes, give me robots and cool aliens and space. Like it's all the realm of the imagination, right? But so this is, I think, why maybe there was some larger trepidation around EOE, that people don't love sci-fi as much. But damn, they nailed it.
Yeah. And like, I honestly think that Seth Dickinson's work on writing the Magic story was what bullseyed me. Just setting up these two battling religions that had like weird science fiction beliefs that nevertheless lent a moral and ethical framework to their lives that made sense to me. Right? Like these were sides in a conflict that both had points, and I didn't necessarily agree with all of them, but you could see where they were coming from, right? And I thought that was good. And that was a good thing that I enjoyed. And also just the pinnacle government who were like, we're just trying to, like, the ultra liberal pinnacle government who's just like, we're here to keep the trade lanes open and don't touch our shit. Yep.
You touch our shit, we will destroy you. Yeah. But other than that, we're not really interested. What you do doesn't bother us unless it does. And if it does, we'll kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a fine way to live in a space like that, honestly.
Yes.
But, like, and here's the thing. I want to say, Seth Dickinson, the fiction is great. There's audio books out on YouTube that you can watch if you don't want to read it, but it is a great read. It's really fun. what I really want to say is that the whole world building, which obviously I think Seth really brought to life in the fiction, but I think the world building from Wizards was wild and different and unique and really touched on some different things. And what I liked about the setting so much is even without reading the fiction, although I really recommend you read the fiction, is that you got a sense of place from these cards. All the factions were distinct. They all had different things they wanted and needed. It felt so lived in and realized, even though we only got a set there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Such a great job.
Yeah. Like, I'm probably crediting Seth Dickinson with too much because, like, the primary world building did have to come from Wizards, right? Like, all the naming of the characters, what they actually believed, had to have come from Wizards. But yeah, no, it just felt coherent and it felt like a much bigger set than it actually was, with a lot more going on in it.
And despite being sci-fi and space and everything, it felt very, I don't know, it felt good. It felt
like magic, but it felt like magic in a new place.
Yeah. Also, I can't give evidence for this, but I know that when Star Trek was announced, I did see a lot of people also almost in a dismissive way going like, oh, okay. So the Edge of Eternities was to make us comfortable with the concept of sci-fi in Magic so that we'd be okay with Star Trek. And I don't believe that those things are related.
I don't think it's true at all.
Again, I cannot publicly prove this, but I do not believe that Edge of Eternities, the development of Edge of Eternities, was related at all to Star Trek happening.
Yeah, it was like a soft launch for.
I don't think that's the case.
Well, yeah. They feel like very different spaces.
Also,
yeah, they don't. Graham and I did creative text on a Star Trek set, and so I've watched a lot of Star Trek and I read all the web fiction. These are different. They have very different ethics around the major factions, we'll just say. Star Trek is very scientific, but I loved how religious this part of the galaxy was.
Yes.
I loved how grounding that was, even in this fantastical environment with like monograv attacks and people slice it with blades of pure light. It's all about conviction and belief, and like it feels very human, even if it's not, or it just feels like a very biological urge, right? Because not everybody in the books is a human, although most of the main characters are humans. But the point being, like, I liked how that made it feel more approachable because it was dealing with feelings and faith and stuff.
Yes, yeah, I think that's an excellent point. Also, mechanically, I liked Warp. I liked
Warp was great.
Yeah, the black mechanic that rewards you for things leaving the battlefield.
Void.
Void. Yeah.
Yep.
Great mechanic. Love that.
Dovetailing very neatly with Void, because it's something that you control leaving the battlefield. Lander tokens.
Yes.
Were amazing. There was so much more of that than I thought.
Concept.
Yeah.
Lander. I think everyone loved Lander tokens. They just lend a lot of consistency to the game in a way that is distinct from treasures. Like treasures are too easy, I feel, or too powerful in a lot of situations, whereas a lander just smooths your game out. Just makes it a lot better. You get landfall triggers off it, but, feels good. Also, different art for each one of them.
Yes,
nice.
To represent the different factions.
Yes.
The little touches of the world building were really great, that all of the factions had really unique-looking spaceships, even though it was Space Religion A arguing against Space Religion B, and it was basically like all expand, all contract, right? But they were really unique and had great visual identities, even though they're very simple.
I also loved how, in for the lore, the Black faction had a way of coexisting with the Eldrazi.
Yeah, the Monoists.
Yeah,
they didn't care.
Yeah, the Eldrazi, they have determined feed on the possibility offered by life. And because the Monoists believe that everything
must be consumed and contract.
Yeah, contracts to a single endpoint that is shared. There's the shared destiny of all matter in the universe.
The Eldrazi are
just
bros.
the Eldrazi just see that and are like, oh yeah, we'll see you there. We'll catch up with you later then.
And I do like also that because this is the edge of the multiverse, that like this is not, this area is a plane within the multiverse, but it's very close to the edge is sort of how that works, like geographically, I guess. And so lots of little things like bleed in from the edges, which is why there's one Eldrazi in the set. There's one card that cares about slivers in the set.
Yes.
You know, I love that it's like, oh, there's some weird stuff happening just over there.
Yeah. Well, and I also loved, like, this was a way to reintroduce Kavu. And what's his name even comments on how interesting he thought it was that Kavu were here. And thought, like, well, you know, you're a long way from Yavimaya. How did you wind up here? You know, blue planeswalker with the dark steel body now. Tezzeret comments on the presence of Kavu, and he's like, eventually he concludes, like, no, this is just a good body shape.
Yeah, it's it's one of evolution's bangers.
Yeah, and so, you know, it makes sense that something that is a lot like Kavu appear here.
You know, at anytime you're starting to write a science fiction setting, you have to get into a headspace where it's like, well, something has to justify why any of these different evolutionary branches are even able to communicate with each other, even with assistance.
And also in the fiction, the fact that one of the characters, I think, is referred to as an evolutionary banger.
Really, actually?
I think so. I think someone looks at Alpha Real and is like, that's a pretty man.
Oh, yeah. Everybody who looks at Alpha Real describes him and they're like, pleasing.
Yeah. I think somebody refers to him literally as an evolutionary banger.
That's great.
And I also really like that everyone looked at him, thought that, and was like,
but not for me.
Yeah, not for me. There's...
You know, that's like Sammy is one of the main characters. They look at Alpha Real and they're like,
Yeah.
But then they look at Checkmate Mantis and they're like,
yes.
For the audio listeners, that was me striking my fingers and dragging them in anticipation up the arms of my chair.
Yeah. Like everyone loves Bugwife.
Oh.
The Eumidians?
Yeah, the Eumidians. Yeah, the good folk.
Nice.
But yeah, like there was the white uncommon who was like a fiend hunter, but if you warped them
the Drix.
Yeah, the Drix. There was the Drix fiend hunter that would like either put something in a bag or blink one of your homies if you warped them. And that was just such a great card. Mm-hmm. I always lost in this format because I wanted to sleeve up 4 of these. Like, I would just snap them off as soon as I saw them because I thought it was such a cool card.
All Fates Stalker.
There's some really just good cards in this set. I did not play as much EOE as I wanted to. I was just, like, personally very, like, busy with, like, other stuff happening because August is a very busy time of year and everything. So, like, I feel like I should have played... You know what? Next time this is on Flashback Draft on Arena, please actually, like, bug me and, like, let me know because I would like to play more of this set. I'm getting nostalgic for this set, talking about this set.
I played so much of this set. I was successful at 2 different Win-A-Box events for this set. Yeah, I won a box of play boosters and a box of collector boosters that someday may arrive.
Yeah,
They'll still be in standard.
This is the first time in years that I've looked at a set and thought, I should buy a box of boosters so that I can draft this at some point in the future. Because I don't think the value on this set is very high.
I don't think so either, no.
I mean, there's some like really like Cosmogran Zenith was like spiking high for a bit. That's the white mythic.
Yeah, she's like an Armina box.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those like Adeline style cards.
Yeah, makes tokens or...
It just go big, hit big hard, right? But I don't think anything like... actually, wait. There's the Dawnsire. Everybody wants that for Commander.
Oh, okay.
I believe. I don't know what the most valuable cards are. It doesn't matter. It's such a fun set.
Cosmic Grand Zenith is hitting at about $10. I think I should double check. I think one of the highest like normal printings, because obviously like there's a fancy printing of Sothera that's the headliner. Sothera the Super Void is
right.
There's one that's according to Scryfall is like $1,400 because they're very, very rare. But I think one of the higher cards in the set that is not a fancy printing is Ouroboros.
Yes.
Oh, right, yeah.
I have one of those.
Yeah, has anyone figured out how to make a Roboroid good yet? Why does this card exist?
I'm going to put it in a Bonnie Paul deck.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, it goes in a Bristly Bill deck. It goes in a
I would like to win a game deck, I think.
Yeah, does it go in a you have two forests deck?
Yeah.
Like, duh.
On each creature. It just has to live one turn.
What's it do again?
It's a 2 green for a 1/3, which by modern Magic standards means it's degenerate, right? So 4 mana for a 1/3, and it says at the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, where X is this creature's power.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
This is actually apart from fancy printings. This is actually the second highest value in the set. I can't believe I forgot about the Rizzler himself, Quantum Riddler.
Right.
3 blue for a 4/6 flying. When it enters, draw a card. As long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, if you would draw 1 or more cards, you draw that many cards plus 1 instead, and warp for 1 in a blue. Quantum Riddler, very powerful. But apart from those, I think that's a fairly precipitous drop off.
Yeah.
Great.
Regular cards in the set after that.
The set was fun and good.
Yeah, Spacecraft are fun.
I didn't love. That was my least favorite part of the set was the Spacecraft. I thought they
stationing?
were stationing. I was I'm medium on stationing.
Yeah.
Mercifully, there was a limited number of, there wasn't as many. We talked last episode about how much removal there was in Final Fantasy, and mercifully, it wasn't as preposterous in Edge of Eternities, or else Spacecraft would have felt really bad.
So bad.
But in the rare instance where you did, fully station up a craft and then got it bounced, it was just ugh.
Yeah, because you had to say, because you could only station at a sorcery speed and stuff like that, so you really did have to commit to it. And, it's not like it was, I think I enjoyed the slower, more strategic gameplay pace over Final Fantasy, which was really just resolve big thing, turn sideways.
Right.
I found, at least in my drafting experience for that set, I found that there was a little bit more decision-making points in EOE.
I had a friend who described EOE as being one of the sets where you could have made a mistake several turns ago that meant you were dead.
But you hadn't realized it yet.
Yeah, and your opponent might not have realized it yet. And frequently that was a choice to station.
That's what I found.
Turn 3, when you could have cracked in for 2 more damage.
Yep.
And that's an interesting space to be in. I'm not sure it's a great gameplay space for a lot of people, but it's one that I will always think about, possibly at 3 a.m.
I like whatever spacecraft. I wasn't keen on them, super keen, but whatever spacecraft I like, the cheaper and easier they were to station, the more paid off I felt for doing it.
Yes.
Some of the big ones with the flashy effects, it's I am putting a lot of resources into this, and yes, it's super powerful, but I'm playing limited, and what I should be doing is attacking my opponent's life total.
Right.
Or protecting my own. And this is doing neither of these for me right now.
Yeah, there was that huge colorless stork that warped for 2 mana, but showed up with, it had a power of 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So it could
really
station really well, right? But then you also had to play that card.
Yeah, well, actually, that was one of the gameplay loops. Is this was a really great use for your warp creatures because you'd warp them in. They don't have haste, but they're still there and can be tapped to a station thing. And then then you get their entry, you get their entering the battlefield effect, you get their tapping for however much power they have, and then you still get to get them back later. And that was how I found stationing to be really effective. I'm warping this creature anyhow to get its effect, and then I get a little bit of a bonus.
Also, the set gave just a little more sauce to one of my favorite underappreciated mechanics, which is processors.
Oh yeah,
from Battle for Zendikar. Everyone hates this block. Everyone hates this set.
Not Nelly.
All my homies hate Eldrazi. But
Nelly has said repeatedly on the podcast that Battle for Zendikar, or actually, is it Oath of the Gatewatch? is the second one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, is like possibly his favorite set.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, we should talk about that then.
Nelson's a very astute player with good opinions, so now I want to
Yeah.
talk to him.
Yeah, possibly the best opinions. But yeah, like Eldrazi processors can eat you while you're at warp.
Right, I
That's-
guess they can.
Terrifying and interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's a neat little like rules interaction, and it's a neat little lore thing. Mm-hmm. They can also eat your stories before they finish getting told.
That's also very Eldrazi, isn't it?
Yeah.
While we're talking about design stuff, I just remembered, and I know this is annoying because it's literally previous episode, but there was I did want to highlight how the design behind the summon creatures in Final Fantasy, because I thought that was such an amazingly clever design space of representing the like video game summons that show up and do their thing and leave, as a creature, having them be saga enchantments that like they're a creature, you play the creature, they show up, they do stuff, and then you can attack or block with them maybe once or twice, and then they go away. I thought it was brilliant. And I also enjoyed I thought there was a lot of really clever design in Edge of Eternities as well.
Yeah.
They must have worked very hard on figuring out because Station works on spaceships and planets, and they must have worked very hard on figuring out exactly how we were going to do like what we call it, basically, right? Like, and I think Station works very well. The spaceships did also beget a rules change for Commander.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Where legendary permanents with a power and toughness box on their front face
can be your commander,
are eligible to be your commander.
which meant that you could do the big fancy spaceship
Yep.
because it wasn't a creature. It's only a creature once it's stationed.
Yeah. And I think it only added a handful of legendary vehicles as potential commanders, like the bench of brand new commanders previously printed that were now added as commanders was not very deep. It was like less than 10, I think. Like there was like
I'm prepared to believe that. Yeah.
Parhelion 2.
Right.
Is that legendary?
Yes.
Yes.
The Omen Keel, like there wasn't a huge number.
Yeah, well,
Wasn't the Omen Keel on the back of a card?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah.
because that was not Eskia, the other one.
The Belligerent?
The Belligerent.
Yes,
That's what I was thinking of.
The ship can now captain your ship can now be the captain of your ship.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So
But anyhow, I think what we all agreed is that we all liked EOE.
Yeah.
And the last episode I mentioned when we were just in our general recollection of the set, are we talking about commons, like largely what we did with Khans of Tarkir, or sorry, the new
Dragonstorm.
Tarkir Dragonstorm? Or are we talking about rares and mythics and stuff like that, which was much more how we recalled Final Fantasy. So EOE, I feel like it's honestly a pretty even mix for me.
I mean, I think EOE, I love it because of the vibe, right? Which is like a secret third thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the nuts and bolts gameplay I remember being pretty good.
I feel like it was an uncommon set. I was always like, there's always some bananas. What was it? Servandum, the uncommon Servandum, with the SYR, sir.
Yeah.
Was really good. And it was easy to pick up in the white-black deck. And it was like, mwah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find. I thought I saved a screenshot.
Is it
of
Servandum the Lucent, or is that his rare version? That's something they did in this set. Servandum the Lucent. This card is great. And this was just an uncommon. And I found that this set had a lot of really great, powerful signpost uncommons, and that the synergies within the sort of like colors and stuff were really deep and could be put together in fun, creative ways. I just found that this card was really good. It won me a lot of games just because it gives
we'll
your
do
creatures death touch.
Yeah.
But it's just an uncommon.
Yeah.
But one of the things about this is I said this is his uncommon rather than his rare appearance, because in this set we got to see characters at multiple times in their timelines appearing as uncommons or rares being the more recent version of them, which I thought was a kind of a cool creative thing to tell you more of this character's story.
Yeah, which is something we've seen a lot of in Universes Beyond sets.
Yes.
But not as frequently in Universes Beyond sets.
And it's a cool way to sort of track like the development of a character. I think that's a neat thing. I feel like it's something that they learned from Universes Beyond sets that they've added, I would say, successfully.
Yeah, this is an okay thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I think previously we would have seen these cards split across, a block of Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. To your point, Kathleen, I just looked at because I took a screenshot of the deck that I won the collector box
Yeah,
event
because that was a
with.
pretty spicy event that you won.
Yeah, and I had a Dawn Sire, which was the big legendary spaceship.
Yeah.
But it's challenging to station that because it takes 10 to even get to the first level.
Right. And then it just zots something every turn.
Yeah. And I had a Zoo Ifit, Osteoharmonist.
Oh, she's another uncommon, isn't she?
That's a rare. But that's the thing. This was a sealed. Those were my rares. That's it. Everything else, I had a Servandum.
Really?
I had a Servandum Lucent to great effect, but like everything else was mostly commons or uncommons. And it was just a very consistent, reliable deck. And I think that is the format.
Also Zoo Ifit, it says tap, return target creature from your graveyard. It's a skeleton. Then it just
No
stops.
other clauses.
No other clauses. So it
at
dies
least,
and you just bring it back
Yeah,
again.
2-3 other sentences missing from that card.
Yeah.
It loses all other abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a big skeleton.
Big skelly.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Infinite skellies.
So that was August 1st was the release of Edge of Eternities. And we didn't get as long with it as we might have liked.
No, people were actually really mad because the first Spider-Man previews actually came out like the PPR weekend for
EOE, I want to
EOE.
say that. Yeah, like
And it's
it was because of Comic-Con.
New York
yes,
Comic-Con.
yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say. I don't think it was like malfeasance on Wizards' part. I think it's because they wanted to do something at New York Comic-Con, and that's just the weekend it fell this year.
Yeah.
And it was not a coordinated effort to bury EOE. But at the same time, I think Wizards hedged conservatively on EOE because they're like, well, sci-fi's not for everyone.
Yeah, maybe people will hate this.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, we should be prepared to pivot to
Hard to Spider-Man, which will
to
surely
a guaranteed
be a huge...
crowd pleaser.
But you were saying...
Well, I was saying September 26th. That's the next thing that happened. There was a couple of secret layers in the interim, but September 26th.
I was right.
Was the
'cause
actual
we were
release of
debating
Spider-Man.
when Spider-Man came out this year, and I was like, it was surely September.
It was, but we
thought it was earlier in September.
Well, because we were doing stuff all through September. We were doing
Yes.
Spider-Man stuff every Friday night paper fight in September
Spite-tember.
because we were
branded.
We were so anointed as MTG ambassadors for Spider-Man, which was very nice of them.
I mean, honestly, I'm not going to brag here, but I'll brag a little bit. Not everybody got to be a Spider-Man ambassador, so like we do have some privilege here to be in that position
Yeah.
because they were very like about it.
I'm very happy that they brought back welcome decks
Yes.
with
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
We've talked for years about how welcome decks are literally how we got back into Magic, and I'm really glad that they have brought those back, and they're things that the like LGSs can give away and be like, oh, you want to learn about Magic? Here, have some Spider-Man, and that's very cool.
I do want to, unless you were planning on pivoting there and also saying but about the welcome decks, because I am also glad they are back, but they clearly didn't make enough.
Yep.
And they put mechanically unique cards
Yeah.
in them
Yep.
that are
Right.
now quite expensive. And that is not the point of a welcome deck should be worth a quarter at max for
Yeah,
everything
right.
that's in it.
Mahamoti Jin.
and you should be
Shivan Dragon.
giving them out like candy on Halloween.
Yes.
So just wanted to pop in with that.
No,
They should-
I agree with you completely.
The point of a welcome deck is not to have them chased down by collectors.
Yeah.
It's to be played unsleeved on a kitchen table with a very loose understanding of the actual rules of Magic the Gathering, but still getting hooked on it nonetheless.
I talked about this in my MagicCon vlog because they had a very cool booth where you could do like a puzzle to solve a crime in the Daily Bugle office, and if you figured it out, then you would get a welcome deck. And one of the people working there, off the record, so I won't say who it was, told me that they were like, we had to randomize the welcome decks because if we gave people their choice, they just kept taking the green one.
Oh, because that had the most valuable card?
The green,
Yeah,
there was a
Miles
card in the green
Morales.
one that was worth. Yeah, Miles Morales was at the time, maybe worse now. At the time, was worth like $30, and it's like these are supposed to be free. These are supposed to be, as James said, they're supposed to be something you can just be like,
Here you go, kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a cigarette.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, though. Like, it's a... Oh, God.
So, we talked lovingly about how much we enjoyed playing Edge of Eternities.
Spider-Man was weird.
Yeah.
Like it had a bunch of weird conflicting vibes, right? Like I don't know if this is true or not, but Spider-Man was originally intended, I had heard, as a much smaller set, kind of like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And then had to be expanded to fill this role, and it feels like it.
Yeah. So they did do an article talking about this, but basically there's March of the Machines Aftermath that, for a variety of reasons, was not received very well. And they had planned on that being like a thing that they do, this like little mini set for other stuff. And Assassin's Creed was in the same time slot the following year and was also like a small set with these teeny little boosters. And they didn't, because they didn't have time to pivot that, but they were like, okay, people don't like this.
Yeah, I don't think Assassin's Creed sold very well.
I don't think so either. Again, I allege that the size of the boosters was not the only problem, but it was among them. And so, yeah, originally Spider-Man was meant to just be like a little like adjunct product that was like, hey, it's our first Marvel thing. Well, they started with Secret Lairs, but they're like, start with Secret Lairs, then we'll do a little like Aftermath size thing that's like just Spider-Man. You know, it's a little thing. It's just Spider-Man. That's all it is. And then we'll get our first big set in 2026 with they're calling it Marvel Superheroes, and that's like a big like full size set. And so then when they pivoted, they were like, okay, we actually want to flesh this out a little bit more. And so what they ended up with was a set that was not as big as a regular set, was not as small as the Aftermath set. It had normal size boosters, and so then they apparently they were like in parallel development of this concept of a pick 2 draft.
Right.
Because they've, not that they want draft to go away, but they were like, you know, a lot of people don't like drafting. What are the issues with drafting? And
Right.
they heard the feedback, the main 2 huge pieces of feedback of if there are issues with draft, the issues are A, it takes too many people, and B, it takes too long.
Yes.
And so they're like, we can solve both of those problems with this pick 2 format that it only takes 4 people. You pick 2, the draft goes faster, you get right into playing games. And so they were developing that in parallel. And then we're like, okay, so we want this to be more than it is, but less than a full set. So let's add some more cards that I guess we'll just throw in a bunch more Spider-Man stuff. And we'll design this now for pick 2 draft. And the end result is, it feels like
A mess.
there's no story. It's just like, yep, this sure is just a whole bunch of Spider-Man stuff, and it's clear that like they're like, oh yeah, and that guy and this one, because they had to add a whole bunch more stuff in there. There's no narrative to it. It's just, hey, you all know Spider-Man. Here's a bunch of Spider-Man.
I mean, there's no narrative to Final Fantasy other than Final Fantasy. Here's a bunch of Final Fantasies.
That's true.
True. Yeah.
Also,
So that's-
completely true.
So I'm not going up for the narrative.
True. And then the limited play, which is important to me, is that there was only 5 archetypes.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we've done in preparation for like when they were like, hey, pick 2 drafting is gonna be more of a thing. We did some pick 2 drafts on this channel as streams with Edge of Eternities. And that was fun.
Yeah.
And then I did pick 2 drafts of Spider-Man, and I did not like it.
Yeah. Okay. Spider-Man is weird for me because I don't read Marvel. I don't really read superhero comics.
Yeah.
Not even as a kid.
You would like the Lemire Moon Knight ones. My friend
Maybe?
George. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Okay. But like this set had Diet Pepsi versions of two of my favorite mechanics ever, which were Mayhem and web slinging. Right? Madness and ninjutsu.
Yeah.
So, in spite of the fact that I don't read Spider-Man, don't really know much about Spider-Man, and everyone being really down on this set, which is hard on morale, right? Like it's hard to be like, I'm kind of interested in playing this. Well, you know that image macro of the little kid with the beanie who's like, I like ninjutsu. And then there's a guy with like veins standing out on his neck being like, I hate you.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's kind of how I felt about it. But like they really were the Diet Pepsi of two mechanics that I liked.
Well,
and didn't quite land. Although Mayhem
was good.
was good.
But the thing is, Mayhem was so clearly the best.
This is so
Yeah.
interesting because we've been recording the like ranking mechanics episodes with Wheeler and Nelson, and we were talking about Madness and Mayhem recently, and they were coming at it from the other direction, that they feel that Mayhem is
Refined.
is like
a
a
refined version of it.
more clarified Madness.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Which is interesting. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It does.
Like-
it is very much like, oh, it's Madness, but it's not.
It's newer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New formula Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Mayhem doesn't let you do some of the like timing shenanigans that Madness.
That's true.
enables.
But it's better for, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's mechanically much more streamlined.
Yes.
Because, like, you look at what Madness says, and you're like, I get it. And then you
gotta
look
play
at
it.
how Madness has to be written in order to explain what it's actually doing. And it's like listening to a Destiny 2 raid mechanic being explained to you. Right? Like, wait, Antumbra and Penumbra we're rotating left, and then we're going to rotate right, and then you're going to call what you see on the vault, and
discard the
that
card,
will
but
have
then if you
to-
would discard it, you exile it, and then you can cast it. And if you wish to cast it, you have to do that now.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's a fallen knight that is spawned over at Downbird.
Can I just say,
You're giving me flashbacks.
can I just say, what I think is very interesting about the reaction, one of the people who I think enjoyed Spider-Man the most, and I don't know if this is actually true, maybe he's going to find this and he'll be like, what are you doing, Kathleen? You're sullying my reputation. Was Ben Wheeler said there was a lot of great cards for Highlander in it. Because as designed, the original cards, which were going to be cool and splashy and flavorful and powerful, and sort of sit in the same niche that I always see Assassin's Creed's cards coming up now in like my friend's more creative Commander brews. It's like, Cleopatra, what does she do? Like, it's like, oh, this is this Assassin's Creed card that nobody has, and it's like, this is why I'm using her, right? This was what the set was supposed to be. It was just like a bunch of like cool, mechanically unique stuff that people could brew around, and the parts of it that are still that are really good for what that is, right?
Yeah,
Does that
like
make sense?
Spider-Man 2929
Yeah.
is a cool card.
Yeah,
right?
It's Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
2099?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the year Spider-Man.
Red
I'm
blue
also
for
not
it.
like I'm like, well, you would like these Marvel comics, but I'm not up on. I've never read Spider-Man. That's not my area of speciality. Speciality.
But like this is a cool card that I was like when I saw it, I was like, maybe I want to build a deck around this.
It's red blue for a 2/3. There's a casting restriction that you can't cast Spider-Man 2099 during your first, second, or third turns of the game because he's from the future. Double strike and vigilance, and at the beginning of your end step, if you played a land or cast a spell this turn from anywhere other than your hand, like with Mayhem, Spider-Man 2099 deals damage equal to his power to any target.
Oh.
I never got to use him.
See, this is a cool commander to build around.
Oh yeah.
You send things on. You send things on Foretell. You
Go on an adventure.
You go on an adventure. You do the Thunder Junction one plot. Like, there's all these fun ways to do this.
I think I mayhemed in Green Goblin's surfboard
Yeah.
and like equipped it to Spider-Man in response to his trigger to give him a power bonus. And then he got removed, which was the correct move on my opponent's part.
Now, here's the thing. that I also want to talk about that we didn't talk about when we were doing sort of like our Spider-Man episodes of this podcast, was that okay? So I didn't love the set. I thought Spider-Man. I thought it was apparent that it had gone through a bunch of design challenges, and that they had done their best, but that clearly that there were some issues with it.
The marketing, or not the marketing, the market forces, the business decisions around this set caused it to be way less good than it could have been.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a design problem, but the design's not great.
Yeah. And so there was that, and people were rightly calling it that. But then also, because it wasn't great, I feel like it became an easy target for a lot of pent-up annoyance with Universes Beyond as a whole.
Yeah.
And again, these are not unjustified opinions. You're allowed to not like Universes Beyond in Magic. I think that's totally fine for you to not like it. But I felt like Spider-Man, because it wasn't that good, turned into a bit of a lightning rod.
Yeah.
And it put us in a weird spot too, because, you know, if you recall, there was that survey that went out that was like, hey, have any content creators been telling you bad things about Spider-Man? And people were like, excuse me. Mm-hmm. And they a rare Blue Sky post from Blake Rasmussen actually like addressing and apologizing for that. But like, you know, there was an episode of the Command Zone podcast where they talked about like, hey, Spider-Man's not great. We don't like it and we think it's a bad set. And there were comments being like, oh, finally a content creator brave enough to say that Universes Beyond is bad. And it's like, hold on.
Yeah.
First of all, people have been saying this the entire time.
Yeah.
People have not been shy. Content creators especially have not been shy about how we don't necessarily love Universes Beyond. Mm-hmm.
In fact, many content creators are like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. It's just that, I mean, this is something that we've struggled with a lot because we don't get like really mad about it because we can't bring ourselves to have like incredibly strong emotions about a card game.
Yeah.
And so when we're like, yeah, this is not great, that's not enough for some people. And so now that there were some people going, hey, this set's bad. There were commenters being like, finally, someone's brave enough to say that this is garbage, and it was
Vince
this
had been saying it was garbage for months.
I know. Yeah. It's just Spider-Man became this very odd nexus point of like Universes Beyond discourse that. I mean, I guess had to happen eventually. I don't actually think Spider-Man was bad enough to warrant it being the lightning rod that it was.
No, yeah. But I think what happened, I think it was this perfect storm of the set wasn't great. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew, because they did put out an article, that it was management's issue. It was the people who want to make money that made it this way, not the Magic designers, not like it has nothing to do inherent with the IP. It was like a money. They wanted more money, right? Yeah. They ruined the set because they wanted more money, which already is going to make people pissed off because now you feel exploited. Like you just feel like they only think of you as a wallet, not that you actually have an emotional connection, which is how they've been able to sell so much of this other stuff. Is they're like, no, but it's really lovingly done, and you have to go, it is, and I admit it, right?
Yeah.
You know. And then so you feel way worse about yucking someone's yum when they're like, but it's got the thing that I love, right?
Right.
And it comes on the top of surprise hit EOE real fast. Less than, we're seeing previews come out for this thing the whole time. Preview season is ramping up the whole time that we are still enjoying and realizing that EOE in fact rips. Because the Magic community sentiment around EOE was like, oh no, we actually love this. Like people really liked it. Like people loved the story. People responded really well to the lore. People people just liked it as a setting. There was a lot of like good vibes around it. And then you haven't had a chance to settle into this, and you're already feeling Spider-Man stepping on it. And the release schedule has been lightning fast all summer. And so this is a great time to be like, I'm done. Yeah. This is my too far point. I was still enjoying the thing. that you didn't have enough faith in, that you were burying with this because you wanted to make money. And like that is why people's backs got up. I think.
There's one other fairly large thing in Graham. You might not have, or you might have been hitting on this waiting until the end of Spider-Man, but there was the whole through the Omen paths.
That was the next thing I was going to bring up,
which was extremely funny. I don't know, like
yeah, I mean, we talked about it when it was first announced, and we called it an utter embarrassment that it needed to happen, and I still think that it is. But basically, you know, as a reminder, they didn't, for whatever reason, they did not have digital licensing for the Spider-Man cards to reproduce them on Arena and Magic Online, and that wasn't a problem when Universes Beyond weren't in Standard, and then Universes Beyond is in Standard, so now these cards have to get onto Arena and Magic Online, but we don't have the license for that, so we're going to create Through the Omen Paths. And I reiterate, I found this very confusing, because when they first announced Through the Omen Paths, they presented it as this is the initiative. This is the name of the fix that we'll be doing for any Universes Beyond cards that we can't reproduce digitally. Any set that's UB that we can't do digitally will get a Through the Omen Paths treatment. And then when they announced the set was called Through the Omen Paths, which is very, very annoying to me, because I assumed there'd be a subtitle or something. But yeah, so basically they were Magic Online and Arena saw in Magic versions of these mechanically identical versions of these cards, with one exception, but we don't need to worry about Terminus stones, that were on Arena, but so they still had all the same abilities and the same creature types and everything, but they were in Magic. And we talked about this again on the podcast as well, and I think it was Nelson that really crystallized it for me, because I was originally sort of being like, yeah, this is actually really cool. And he's like, is it actually really good compared to a Magic set? Or is it just that it's in universe and we think that that's neat? And it's like, yeah, actually, I think that a lot of people were like, oh, Through the Omen Paths is actually amazing because it's not Spider-Man. But if you pretend that didn't happen and you look at it, it's actually clearly thrown together in a hurry, and is actually like kind of not amazing, and there's no world building, and you're like, who's this guy? A lot, and it's
no flavor text to describe some incredibly weird cards.
And I think the thing that stuck with me the most about Through the Omen Paths was the amount of card art that was clearly like submitted for something else. And returned to the artist with could you put a spider on this person's shoulder or head, please? Anywhere in the art, we need a spider in here. Yeah, there's a lot. Because, I mean, unavoidably, there was a lot of spiders. And so it was just this very weird, smaller, hyper spider-focused set with, like, a bunch of folks from random parts of the Magic multiverse.
And places unknown that people were like, so what's this deal? We'll never know, because there's no way to describe it. And we're never coming back to these people, presumably, right?
So while
I don't see why you would.
America hates Green Goblin. America loves
Fleam. Fleam.
Flarge.
But like the subreddit went bananas for one. Fleam has incredible mouthfeel.
It does.
As far as name goes, like mwah, to the person who named Fleam, and for the person who was like doing the creative text coordination, who went, that one's a winner. And I love the rush at which we had to get a Fleam thing we get a Fleam portrait for Arena.
they had to frantically add Fleam cosmetics to Arena just to hit on the.
We have the Fleam cosmetic on the Loading Ready Run account, because I was playing Magic one day and I was like, I was not having a good day of Magic already, and I was like, oh crap, if the Loading Ready Run account does not play a game of, or does not complete an Omen Pass event by the end of this week, we will never be able to claim this Fleam cosmetic. And I just scrubbed out of a draft, so I'll just do a quick Omen Pass draft.
Right.
So I can make sure, because like the cutoff was going to be before the next stream started. So it was my job to take care of it for everyone, or it wasn't going to happen. So I was like, fine, I'll draft Omen Pass on stream. And I had another miserable draft, and I was just like, and chat was like, and it was just a bad time.
I mean, obviously we play here on camera, but I do most of my Magic playing by myself on Arena. And I did I think 3 or maybe 4 sealed events, because I like playing sealed. And honestly, Omen Paths, like this set, Omen Paths or Spider-Man, whatever you want to call it, as a sealed set, was fine. Honestly, the sealed events were okay. The Pick 2 draft implemented well on Arena, like the mechanically functions well. I didn't enjoy it because there's only 5 archetypes, and it really feels like after your first 2 or 3 picks of 2 cards, you're in a lane, and then there's no strategy to the draft. You're just like, yep, I will take the red or green cards. Boop, boop, next, boop, boop, next,
now that you
boop,
mention
boop,
that,
next.
it feels like after pack 1, you could just open the remaining packs, pool them, and then divide the cards.
Yeah.
As
It's like, what archetype are you in? Okay, great. Here's all these ones.
Yeah.
Here's all these ones. I'll take these ones. I guess we play now. And I didn't love it. I am hoping, because we know that there are some other sets of that size coming our way in 2026, and I am hoping that they are better designed
because they had more runway.
Because they had more lead up, and it wasn't like a frantic change. I'm hoping they are better designed for Pick 2, and I will be entering that with open eyes, but
also an open heart.
yes, that's what I meant to say. I'll be entering it with an open mind.
Yeah, that's it.
But we will see. But let us leave Spider-Man in the past, because then we had Magic on Atlanta. That was cool. I had fun there.
I got cards in Atlanta.
With the release of the announcement of the Dan Secret Lair deck.
Oh, yeah, right. Dan
Yeah.
which at time of recording
is not out yet.
has still not actually gone up for sale.
No.
Yeah.
But and I recall there was some a small kerfuffle about Dan is obviously it's basically an alternate rule set for Magic the Gathering. It's like a whole new game that just uses Magic as its playing pieces. And obviously you can famously not copyright game mechanics. There's been many legal cases about this. And so like Magic the Gathering is well within its right to be like, well, if this is a way that people like to play our game, we can reprint a bunch of Dan-Dans. It's probably great to actually get more Dan-Dans out into the wild, honestly.
Yeah. Fewer people having to use Magikarps.
I mean, but the thing is, it's not an official format, so I love it. And there's like the variations. There's like Dog to use like different cards in different colors, but it's all kind of the same idea. It's really fun. But they didn't talk to the guy who made Dan-Dan, who came up with Dan-Dan. And people were like, I think you could have.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think you could have thrown the developer a little bit of credit.
Yeah.
A little bit of credits.
Well, I mean,
I believe they have now spoken.
yes.
That's good. Yeah. That's good because it's a fun way to play Magic.
It is.
And it was a really pretty secret lair. Like the card art on it is great.
I mean, we know that we have a copy of the Dan Secret Lair. It's actually technically my personal copy because for the past several years at Magic Con, I have spent, and I go to Magic Con, I have like a few subquests, and one of them is finding someone with a Dan deck so I can play Dan and lose at Dan because I am bad at Dan. So I have played multiple games of Dan with people. I always had a really great time because it's kind of a slow game, so you get to know somebody while you're playing. It's quite fun. And it is gorgeous, and I'm so glad to have it, that we have it. And I played Dan again just like last weekend, and it's so fun. Yeah. It's so fun. Great job.
Speaking of secret lairs, because I guess that one's technically hasn't been released yet, but speaking of secret lairs, we then had an Extra Life secret lair, which was the Play-Doh one.
Oh, that was fun.
Then we had a weird super
the
drop
Furby
of
drops.
This was many different secret layers across 4 different IPs, specifically Furby, Jaws,
Right.
The Office, and Iron Maiden.
Okay, the Office one seemed like the most secret lair I've ever encountered. And I think they actually nailed it. Like, looking through the cards, I have never watched The Office, but it made me laugh.
Yeah. To me, I'm like Jaws. Whatever we've done, we've done Monty Python on the Holy Grail. We've done The Princess Bride. Like these are all just
Sure. Somebody likes Jaws. They'll. Although a big miss for me is that there's no saga that is the sinking of the USS Indianapolis.
You know, I've never actually seen Jaws.
Oh,
I don't like scary movies very much.
it's good. There's a scene where it is much like many of Steven Spielberg's films, about survivor's guilt. I think survivor's guilt is like a thread you can weave through a lot of Spielberg's films.
I wonder why a Jewish person of that generation would wonder why you deal with a lot of survivor's guilt.
Yeah,
If your parents' generation was the generation of the Holocaust.
Yeah.
But sorry.
No, it's okay.
No.
Notably, from the Secret Lair,
Oh, yeah.
Jaws, specifically Jaws, Relentless Predator, which is mechanically unique, is currently going for like $60 or like north of $60.
Wow.
So perhaps a little problema there. The other ones, I believe the other ones are all reskinned. Sneak Attack. You're going to need a bigger boat is a braid.
I hadn't seen the flavor text.
Dun, 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 dun. It's good. I mean, the thing is, they're done well, right? Like it's all handled.
Yeah,
very
this makes
well.
sense. Destroy a small creature or blow up an artifact. That's perfect flavor match.
Yeah. The Office ones are weird. It's all specifically Dwight Schrute stuff. So, like Swords to Plowshares, for example, is
Like they're fucking.
This is funny. I don't know what to tell you guys. I see this and I'm like, lol.
I have not seen this before, honestly, because I don't like awkward comedy, so I haven't watched The Office.
Yeah.
It's fine. Not everything's for me. I listened to a lot of albums you haven't listened to. Swords to Plowshares. It's Dwight. He looks very muscular. He's got a pair of overalls on, and he's got one strap unbuttoned, so it's a real cheesecake shot. He's got a blue ribbon pinned to his overalls as well, so he's a great farmer, and he's holding up a giant beet. Like the beet is the size of his muscular chest. It's like a 3-foot high beet.
yeah.
It's very silly.
Yeah, this is the kind of beat that you would expect in a 1950s film for the army to be loading onto a truck guarded by dudes with submachine guns while a theremin plays in the background.
Can we also see Dwight Assistant King?
Is this Bob?
No, it's Baral, Chief of Compliance.
Oh.
But he's assistant to the king.
This is silly and absurd, and I endorse this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
honestly
I feel
very
like
silly.
this isn't the same ballpark as the SpongeBob stuff from earlier in the year, where like this is just fun goof memes, and you can like it or don't, and I'm fine with this. The Furby stuff. It's a weird fit for a Magic card, but I suppose
I had also completely forgotten about the Iron Maiden ones, though, to be fair.
Iron Maiden's a good fit, though. Iron Maiden did a video game earlier. Iron Maiden will license Eddie for anything.
Can we see Eddie, Ghost of the Navigator? This is Captain
Nithgarod?
Nagatharod. Like, yeah, he's an iconic weirdo. The zombie guy. So there was two ones. There was Eddie Unchained, which was these ones. So like, also Iron Maiden, which is just a magic card. There's just a magic card called Iron Maiden. I don't think it's that great. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, this artifact deals X damage to that player, where X is the number of cards in their hand minus 4.
Yeah, it's
cool, but it's there because it's called Iron Maiden.
Worse version of the rack.
Yeah, and then there's the other secret lair was all existing album art from Iron Maiden albums. So like this is Grave Titan, for example. It's the cover of The Number of the Beast, or I don't know, James, pick any other one.
This is the single for Number of the Beast. The Number of the Beast album has Satan puppeteering Eddie,
You are
who is
correct.
puppeteering.
My only complaint
Animate
about
Dead
these,
here is the cover of Life.
Life After Death,
Live-
1985.
Live After Death,
Live
I guess.
After Death. Yeah, sorry. It's on the card.
Oh, right.
My only complaint is the art credit is Iron Maiden, but that's Iron Maiden owns it. Who's the artist?
Yeah.
that's true.
Which would have been credited on the original album art. Like
I assume
if
so.
I owned this LP, I could probably open it up and see who the artist was. I think they should have credited both, but I don't know what the legal rights are after all these years.
There's a Howling Mine. Hang on, I want to see I haven't seen the bonus cards.
We're over an hour, so
I know, but I want to see. Oh, neat. Okay, cool.
neat.
After that, there was another bunch of secret layers because it was the PlayStation Super Drop. We don't need to go deep on this, but there
Then these are all mechanically unique.
were Super Drop, or at least featured one mechanically unique card per secret layer. There was The Last of Us Part 1, The Last of Us Part 2, God of War Ragnarok, Uncharted, Horizon Forbidden West, Ghost of Tsushima, and there was a bonus card of Twisted Metal, which was a very odd choice because it was the Sol Ring.
Crash Bandicoot Erasure.
I know. I'm so annoyed. I think it's because Sony doesn't actually have any window into the license, whereas these other ones are all ones that Sony owns.
First party.
Sony owns the license for. Yeah.
With all of these video game characters being added and Final Fantasy, it's looking a lot more like Astrobot here in the Magic the Gathering battlefield.
Really is, yeah. Someday we'll be able to do the entire Ultimate Showdown song with Magic cards. We're getting closer every year. Though it's unlikely that they're ever going to make a Hulk Hogan Magic card, nor should they. October 28th, the day after that the PlayStation Secret Lair is released, we saw a powered cube on Arena.
Ooh, yeah.
Which people were briefly so vibing for.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then you figured out Boros just
Yeah, they didn't
ran
tune
over
it.
everyone.
Yeah, it turns out it was actually just the Boros cube featuring Black Lotus. So
I imagine
but-
they'll get retuned and
yes,
Yeah.
next time, I'm sure it'll be great.
they will learn their lessons, I'm sure.
Banned and restricted announcement in November. Standard, the Long Nightmares at an End. Vivi is banned.
So Vivi came out in June, so like
Yeah,
Vivi was
Vivi
there
had a good run.
of 5 months.
Yeah.
Our brief national nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rare banning of a Mythic and a UB card.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they banned Vivi and Screaming Nemesis and Proft's Eidetic Memory.
Proft's Eidetic Memory was sort of a problem for other reasons.
Yeah.
Well, at least Izzet decks no longer dominate Standard.
Sorry, you skipped over something, Graham.
Did I?
So it's the Secret Lair, an encyclopedia of magic.
Right, I forgot.
Which I have never heard of.
Oh, you didn't hear about this?
No.
Oh, okay. So you remember?
Our job is to do magic cards.
I remembered
know.
this. I remembered this, but I didn't comment on it.
That wasn't me yelling at you, James. That was me yelling at the general release
Do you
schedule.
all know what this is?
Yes. So a couple years ago, they did an advent calendar kind of thing that was like the 30 years of Magic that I remember at the time we were like, this should have been your 30-year celebration, not the bad thing.
Right.
And so that was the 30th anniversary countdown kit, and this was similar to that. It's called an Encyclopedia of Magic, and it's individually wrapped Magic cards to be opened like an advent calendar, and it was a Secret Lair thing, and it sold out immediately. And so it was also $200, and so I was like,
Yeah. I did not hear about this one at all.
oh, it was available for basically no time.
Yeah,
Cool.
this was another one of those things that made people real mad when it's like, I wanted to order that. That would have been a great Christmas present. I have the money. I am willing to pay it, but I cannot get through your stupid website. And now I've wasted my whole day and I'm empty-handed and I'm mad. Right? Like the thing is, and I know there's a lot of complaints about Secret Lairs, like, why are there Furby Secret Lairs? And it's like, why is there this? Why is there that? At the end of the day, it's to make money. And the fact that you have people who literally just want to give you money for this and cannot because of how your system is set up. Like, I thought that you pre-printing this would end this problem, right? Like, I thought that you had had enough practice at this. You kind of knew how much it would be. And, it's like, oh, it's sold out. Okay, well, we'll do another run, or something like that. They could work out these things because, the only reason these products exist is so we can buy them. And why is it so hard?
Right.
Because it's like, for people, honestly, that would have been a banger Christmas present to get for you. You would have loved it. That's very expensive, but it's the kind of thing I would get you as a big, giant, grand, lovely gift for Christmas. I was not even going to try, right? I have other things to do during the day than wait on a Secret Lair website. I have work to do,
I've got stuff to do on a Monday.
right? It's just frustrating,
This featured a whole bunch of cool cards through Magic's history with different fun alternate arts. I know we're running long, but whatever. I just want to throw a couple up so that you can see them. Isochron Scepter. Yep. Yeah, it's a shake weight.
It's a shake weight.
It's a shake weight.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Like, it's just like, this is, wouldn't you have, now that you've seen this, aren't you like, oh, I do want this?
Yeah, kind of.
Field of the Dead is just a very cool,
Oh, okay.
very cool, whimsical design. Grey Merchant of Asphodel.
Gary!
Love that Gary's in here. Gary looking toit.
That is
Yeah.
a beautiful Gary.
A very cool Phyrexian altar. Cameron.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I
See,
need this.
And
Right.
like, the thing is, none of these cards are like particularly like super spicy, I don't think.
I don't think so. There's a Wasteland. There's a Vesuva. There's an Urza Saga. Actually, the Urza Saga
Ooh, can we
is
see the
really
Urza
cool
Saga,
looking. The Urza
please?
Saga looks like a amped up tarot card. But I'm
The Phyrexian altar, though.
I'm building up to my favorite, which is Demonic Consultation.
Yes! I've seen this one!
It just looks like a New Yorker cartoon.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. Great.
So, like, this
Great.
is all great.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
they're really good.
I would have, this would have been a great thing to buy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is,
wow.
So, you will recall the secret layer, like, surfaces every, like,
Yeah,
drop.
I see it pop up on my socials, and I'm just like, oh, this again.
Every 2 months or so, I see a lot of posts on Blue Sky about people being like, well, stuck in a line again. And I'm like, it must be Secret Lair Day. So, yeah, the Wasteland looking like a movie poster.
Yeah, but that is who is that cat? Is that
That's Lord Windgrace. Yeah.
It
Lord
is.
Windgrace, yeah.
Lord Windgrace, and is that Fraley's before the eye patch? It kind of looks like it. And we've got like Luminary.
Lord Windgrace, Titania.
Oh, Titania.
Titania.
6 in the Gitrog monster.
Oh, so it's just cool
And
stuff.
Bontu? Not Bontu.
That's all
Ronus?
that's all the notes say.
Okay.
Weird. Yeah, that's very funny that you hadn't even heard about this.
No.
And now I'm angry because it looks sick.
I know.
Yeah, that Phyrexian altar, it's so pretty.
I know.
Yeah, this is another reason why, after this came out, people were like, the point of this.
Yeah.
Go back to printing on demand. Let me give you my money.
Which takes us to November 21st and the release of Avatar.
Everyone loved this.
So
Honestly,
surprised how much I like this set.
Yeah, it's a great limited environment. I'm not sure that any of the... You're going to be able to clip this and come back to it when it ruins standard in like 3 months.
Oh, don't worry.
But yeah, like...
World Championships was this weekend.
Right, Grand.
Grand is a grand problem.
Yeah. Yeah, Grand kicked people's ass all weekend.
Yep. Grand and her otters.
lessons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
like-
the right. The Is It Lessons deck.
Yeah, you gonna learn.
What it feels like to lose.
Like, yeah, I think one of the things with this deck is that it's pretty much pre-assembled. Mm-hmm. Considering what is available to play with it. Like, it's just like everyone is playing an identical deck that required relatively little deck building. There's a card from Aetherdrift in it, right? Like, there's the Pyramid that when you discard something, you make your opponents do something else.
Yeah, and there's a card from Bloomborough. There's the I don't remember the name of it. The something talent. It's one of the talents.
Oh,
Storm
yeah.
Chaser's talent.
Is it Storm
Yeah, the
Chaser?
one
It's the
with
one
the
that makes
weasel.
otters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
the
think
one
that's
with the little
Storm
weasel
Chaser's
that
talent.
discounts cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, could we get Gran up on the... It's just GRAN-GRAN
I think single blue mana
for a uncommon.
for a
Yeah.
1/2. Whenever Grand becomes tapped, draw a card and discard a card, and then non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast as long as there are 3 or more lessons in your graveyard.
I really enjoy the altar someone did of this with her holding a gun.
I think that was Amy. Yeah, just like POV, you're at World Champs.
Yeah. But I mean, I love that a little blue 1/2 uncommon is breaking the format.
Yeah.
I love the creativity of Magic players. But I'm just going to say, from my experience with Avatar, is I've been very pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed the set because I have no knowledge of it going into it. And like we had Chris Mooney up here, and they worked very hard. They're an Avatar super fan. They've been so excited to share all the hard work they've been putting into this for years.
Oh, it's so good.
Because I ran into them and actually at Vegas, and they were like so excited about Avatar. I cannot wait to share because I think we really cooked here, and they certainly did.
Yeah.
It was really like, I don't know. I went from like, I don't care about this to be like, well, my daughter's age appropriate. Let's watch Avatar together. And
Right.
the thing is, once we started watching Avatar, she's like, "Oh, this rips," and I'm like, "Yeah, this is perfect for you because you're 10, right?" Now she's looking at the magic cards, going, "Oh, interesting." It's like,
Finally.
I've been trying to get her into magic, but I don't want to force it on her, right?
Right, yeah, no, but you finally found her the pack of cigarettes that she likes. Right? Like, try a menthol?
Yeah. We'll see. We're gonna watch the show, and then we can break out some Avatar stuff, and then see how she likes it. Get some jump start or something, maybe.
Oh yeah. I forgot the Avatar brought back Jumpstart and like actual proper Jumpstart, not the like per set bad Jumpstart that they've been doing for a while and then canceled.
Yeah, which is perfect for the age group that appeals to Avatar, which is kids kind of between the ages of like 9 and 12, which is like a really good time to start playing Magic, even though it says 13 plus, right? Like it's, I think, a really great marketing idea.
Just get the weirdos at the game store to boot Magic cards for you.
Well, and also there's a lot of like, I would say younger millennials probably, because I feel like I was a bit old to start watching this when it came out on TV, but like a lot of like the younger millennials who were maybe like 14 when this show came out and still watched it.
Yeah, if you were born in 90X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe even the late 80s. You might have some fond memories of actually watching the show when it came out, but you don't play Magic, but then there's these Jumpstart boosters, and it's like, oh, this is kind of a fun game, and then you kind of get brought in that way. Like,
and we're still in the format now, like it is still available to draft on Arena at time of recording, and I've been enjoying it. It's fun. I talked on the podcast already about how with Sealed on Arena, they do 2 seeded packs, which I think is a mistake, but I'll be like, cool, I'll just pick Azula and go mono black, and that's been working out well. But then the draft format, it's been actually just a really fun thing to draft. All the different archetypes are a lot of fun. You had a great success with a Allies deck. We talked about this extensively a couple episodes ago, but it's been really good. Because I did notice after Omen Paths came out on Arena, it was like a week later that they were like, oh, Final Fantasy's back on Flashback Draft. And then they were like, Flashback Drafts, Powered Cube, right? Like they were really like trying to do anything on Arena that wasn't Omen Paths.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Avatar's been doing much better. And it's weird how some things feel more at home in Magic than other things, and Avatar, I think, really feels at home in Magic.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. Like, obviously, Magic can be anything to anyone, right? And like we've just proved that wild sci-fi swings really can capture the community's imagination, as can just a little guy with a weird name. But like there's just something more Magic the Gathering to me about like, you know, Toph the Earthbender, who can like summon big chunks of land and throw them at you, than Gwen Stacy, who's swinging around New York, right?
Yeah.
I will say, a mark against Final Fantasy, we didn't touch on it at the time, and Avatar, is their bonus sheets. And I'm hoping Wizards now has the feedback from Final Fantasy. Obviously, they wouldn't have been able to correct it now. I'm hoping they can correct it for future. That just like taking some existing low resolution art and throwing it on a Magic card.
I really want to play that demonic tutor.
The one that's just the face? Or is it
face.
Cruel Tutor?
Cruel Tutor.
James, can we see Avatar Cruel Tutor, please?
But just wear that, like the text box as a mustache.
Anyway, the point is these cards do not look good.
No,
this is not a good execution of this idea. I don't mind the existence of bonus sheets philosophically, but the Final Fantasy ones, some of them looked okay, some of them didn't. The Avatar ones universally look bad because they're all just screenshots from a 480p.
This show's 20 years old. It never got an HD remaster, possibly because that doesn't exist for it. Right? Like, this is never going to work.
But here's the deal. Can I just say...
Cruel Tutor's very funny.
This one is actually much better for readability than some of the other ones. What really actually
this
bothers...
This is going to look great in foil.
It probably will. Okay,
you were saying.
This is a bad example. I find this treatment hard to read, depending on what art it goes on to. There's a couple of the Final Fantasy ones, and I don't remember what they are, but they're just because they didn't have any. This is not originally intended for a Magic card. You have this white text with a black stroke outline, which is already a bit hard to read, and because it's busy, going over like really like busy artwork, and like this one is also pretty okay because at least the thing that you're focused on is above the text. But yeah, this is impossible. I do not like this from just a raw accessibility standpoint.
We're looking at the monstrous serpent, which
Yes.
is a reprint of Coma Cosmos Serpent, and yeah, that is the text is not good.
Well, because
Yeah.
the text is not intentionally married to the. This is just the default text treatment that we do, and it doesn't matter what the art is, and it doesn't even. Like, for one of the ones I'm thinking of in Final Fantasy was such a bad offender because the faces were literally centered over top or underneath of where the text was. So the top of the magic card was literally mostly empty space.
Right.
It was just like, this just looks bad.
And someone else pointed out that a lot of the artwork that was used in, I want to say, the Avatar set, also turned up in a Weiss Schwarz Avatar set.
Stand
Wow.
still.
Yeah, standstill. Yeah,
Exactly the same frame.
yeah,
Yeah.
Probably because Viacom was like, use this.
yeah.
Right?
We've already done one of these. Here's the art.
Yeah.
You will use these pieces of these stills.
I talked just to wrap up Avatar. I talked with Final Fantasy about how clear it was, how much love there was for the the property within the building and the designers, and you could see that on the cards. And I felt the same from Avatar, that it felt like there was a tremendous amount of care and respect for the source material, and that even I don't care. I've never watched it. I don't care about it in that perspective. I don't dislike it, obviously, but I'm not like, oh, cool, it's great, I get to see this representation of the stuff on the cards. But it's still apparent, even to me, how much care and attention that there is there, and that's been great. And the fact that the set is also played really well, I think is really nice. Which, I mean, that segues rather awkwardly to one of the most recent things that has happened, which, of course, was the cancellation of the Monster Hunter Secret
Yeah,
Lairs.
we did an episode a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
On it, where I think we talked about it pretty extensively.
Yeah, I don't think we need to
but-
relitigate it, but
No.
Yeah,
But yeah, the point is that they there was so much negative reaction to them that they unannounced it. They canceled it. They rolled it back. They said they're taking it back to the drawing board, which they've never done before. And we don't know if this was. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a situation where the people that were working on it were not as big into Monster Hunter, and Capcom was like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. And then they announced it, and then people were like, hey, we don't like this. And Capcom suddenly cared and were like, hey, wait a minute. You're
I don't
making
like
us look
this.
bad, and you did take it back. And then I obviously Wizards is at error here, but I think that Capcom is not should not be considered blameless either. I'm definitely not trying to do the thing where it's like, oh well, this is all Capcom's fault, whereas our glorious Wizards of the Coast are completely faultless. No, obviously they screwed up big time, but I just
Capcom also signed off on this.
two entities screwed up big time.
Yeah, like at some point, like, because I think
There is equal blame.
we don't want to relitigate, but like we've seen it before. All the secret layers were like, oh, it's like, oh, look at this little detail. Look at this like lovely thing. Look at how this is, this is making me laugh. This is really like emblematic of the character. And then with the Monster Hunter one, it's like, why did you pick any of these cards? There's no mechanical connections. There's no relevance to the characters. You haven't reflected the mechanics of the game, right? It was just seemed very like an afterthought. But
And lastly, days ago,
oh god.
the Final Fantasy scene boxes and Chocobo bundle were released.
Yes,
okay.
for Christmas shopping.
Yeah. So
I
these
thought
are
the
the ones
scene
that are
boxes were already out.
the scene box. They came out on December 5th
No, but I thought they had scene boxes before.
for Lord of the Rings, but
No,
not for
I
Final Fantasy.
swear they had Final Fantasy ones because I remember our friend Jared being like, "Should I buy this because I love Final Fantasy?"
Maybe the pre-orders were up. I don't know.
but I don't know if I want to just have magic cards sitting around to look at. But I also do want to have magic cards looking around.
Yeah, these are like panoramas of mechanically unique cards. There's 4 boxes, I think, and yeah.
I'm sure this will make a great Christmas present for someone. Good
Yeah.
job.
They also did this for Lord of the Rings, and I didn't find out about it until like months later. I was like, "What?" They also did a second Jumpstart. Did you know that? Did you know that for Lord of the Rings, they released a second volume of Jumpstart decks?
Yes, I remember this because there were so many people going like, wait, what is this?
Yeah. What do you mean there's another Galadriel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was my experience finding out those cards existed, seeing them in somebody's commander deck and being like,
What is this? Who's this? Who
I have no memory of this place.
is this like a custom Magic invention? What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where did you get this made? This is amazing. This looks real.
So, 2025, how was it?
Too much of it.
Too much. Yeah.
Great.
Started happening, kept happening.
Look forward to next year when there's even more.
Oh, God.
Okay. Let's give our favorite set of the year for gameplay purposes.
For gameplay
For gameplay, not theming, just raw mechanics.
It might be Avatar. It might, EOE, I really loved EOE existing. I don't think it played as well as Avatar did. And Final Fantasy I had a lot of success with, but it was real swingy and real the reason I only dropped two games in our sealed league, going 8-0, was because I opened a nuts pool and kept opening nuts packs.
Sometimes you run hot.
Gameplay wise,
sometimes you
I
run
think
hot.
for me it's hard to choose between Final Fantasy and Tarkir.
Okay.
I'm going to say,
Even though I played a lot more EOE.
I'm remembering why I didn't play EOE. I had finished some contracts. I'd finished writing the Pizzamas game.
Yeah.
And so that had taken up a large chunk of my free time that I thought I was going to be using to do revisions. And I turned in the Pizzamas game. And then I was like, I have no free time anymore because I was working on books. So I didn't draft as much EOE as I wanted to. But I think my favorite gameplay of the year is going to go to Tarkir Dragonstorm. But my favorite flavor of the year and just world building, general magic vibey feels that I will probably come back to. I feel like I'll draft Tarkir Dragonstorm in a few years. As we haven't drafted this in a while. Friday Night Paper Fight. And I'll be like, man, I forgot how great this set was. Right? But in a few years, I'll be like, hey, can we just do EOE? Just because I like it.
Yeah.
So EOE is my favorite flavor of the year.
In Magic? Yeah. Honestly, EOE. I loved going back to Tarkir, but in Magic, my favorite flavor and theming and art direction and stuff is EOE. For me, it's Final Fantasy, but
I need to pick up a copy of Seth Dickinson's Exordia, which was their book that came out in. I was going to say this year, but it probably came out in 2023, and I still haven't picked it up yet.
Oh, that's fine. Favorite UB of the year, Cameron?
Universes Beyond.
Yeah.
Avatar plays real nice. Avatar hits that sweet spot for me where I'm looking at how far the taxi I ordered for my burrito is, and it says 7 minutes, and I'll be like, yeah, all right, I can get in another game.
I haven't found it to be quite that fast.
the
But
taxi I ordered for my burrito is an amazing way of describing meal delivery.
Yeah, that's been around for a while.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I like firebending. I like having my games end quickly.
As
I'm just no, what are you at? You're dead.
I'm going to say my favorite UB of the year. No love lost to Final Fantasy because I guess I know more about Final Fantasy than Avatar, but I feel like Avatar really kind of feels very magic-y to me in a way that Final Fantasy felt like Final Fantasy, so good job nailing it. Avatar feels like a really kind of great fusion of the two properties, honestly.
It does, yeah.
And the gameplay is great. So I'm going to say went from not giving a crap, to be completely honest, of this is also happening and I'm happy for you, to being no, this ripped. I'm happy for you and I get to enjoy it. So I'm going to say Avatar favorite UB of the year.
Nice.
Yeah, also impressive that they kept it under wraps for as long as they did.
Yeah.
Because it was announced in when? June? July?
I can't remember.
It was last summer.
It was
So I remember Chris running around MagicCon with their Avatar hat because they were
Right.
like, I can talk about it.
Right. But yeah, it was a late announcement.
James, what's your favorite set of the year?
Probably Tarkir.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right.
Favorite UB?
Nope.
None of them.
None of them. That's
None of them really did it for me.
a fair opinion.
That is fair. All right. That is going to do it, I think, for our look back at 2025 on TapTapConcede. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Tell us what you thought about the year that was and what you think about the year that will be. More magic coming. Oh, boy. Until we talk again, because presumably you're watching this around the holidays. Hopefully you've had or continue to have a nice holidays for yourself and the people that you care about. And we'll be trying to do the same. Reminder, everything we do here at Loading Ready Run's brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun or by becoming a member here on this YouTube channel. I did this in a weird order. I don't know why. Cardkingdom.com/LRR. Please go there and buy your cards and sell your cards and do commerce with them.
They're probably going to have some amazing holiday sales.
Probably, yeah. And, of course, use the code LRRMTG5 to get yourself a 5% discount on Dragon Shield. Until we talk to you again, I have been Graham, joined by Kathleen.
I talked a lot.
And Cameron.
I'm going to go change my clothes. Finally, I'm free.
James has been on tech. Heather gets these online. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.